All right, folks, for this one, we're in lesson 7 and unit 4, we're going to talk about double number lines. So we've talked about these tape diagrams. This is these double number lines, kind of another way, a new way of looking at these same kind of problems. So the question here is, what do you notice and what do you wonder? So we have cups of chocolate milk and then percents down below. Write me down a couple things that you notice and you wonder. As we use these double number lines, one of the big things that we should be looking at is figuring out where the 100% lines up with. Okay, one of the things we should notice here is that these things are equally spaced. And we notice that each one of those lines matches up with, that's 5 goes with 50%, 10 goes with 100%, 15 goes with 150%, and so on. With these tape diagrams, we want to find out where the whole is, where the 100% is. That's going to be important to us. And then we're going to divide that number line up into the increments that we need it to be divided into. So here's a couple of questions. It says, for each problem, complete the double number line diagram to show the percentages that correspond to the original amount and to the new amount. All right, so let's read and see if we can make sense of this. The gas tank in Dad's car holds 12 gallons. The gas tank in Mom's truck holds 50% more than that. How much gas does the truck's tank hold? So let's see. The gas tank in Dad's car holds 12 gallons, and in Mom's holds 50% more than that. So our whole, our original amount, the starting amount, would be Dad's amount. That would be the 100%. That's what we're comparing it to. So Dad's gas tank holds 12 gallons. Now we're comparing, Mom's holds 50% more than that. So let me figure out what 50% of that would be. Well, 50% is half, which means 50% would be 6 gallons. So 0 gallons, 50% is 6 gallons, 100% is 12 gallons. And then I can easily calculate 150% would be another 6 gallons, or 18 gallons. So these double number lines, they're a nice, easy way to kind of visualize percentages. Next one, at a movie theater, the size of the popcorn bag decreased 20%. If the old bags held 15%, how much did the new bags hold? So let's see, my old bags held 15 cups of popcorn. That's going to be kind of the whole, the thing I'm comparing to. So that's my 100%. So here's where this gets a little tricky. I want to know there's a decrease of 80%. I want to know what's going right there at 80%, or a decrease by 20% to 80%. So what I have to do is figure out how many I'm dividing that 15 cups into. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal sections to get to that 15. What does that mean? Well, it means each one of those divisions would hold 3 cups of popcorn. So 3 cups, 3 cups, 3 cups, 3 cups, 3 cups. Now that 80% would match up with here, either taking away 3 cups of popcorn, or 3 cups, 3 cups, 3 cups, 3 cups, 3 cups 4 times would give me 12 cups of popcorn. So again, these double number lines, kind of like a tape diagram, a way to visualize percentages. Again, the important piece here is notice how many increments you're dividing into, okay? This next one says a school had 1,200 students last year. That would be here. And only 1,080 students this year. That would be here. What was the percentage decreased in the number of students? Well, let's see what they divided this into. Let's count. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they divided that into 10 equal sections. How do they know how big to make each section? Well, they did that by subtracting the 1,200 minus the 1,080. And if we subtract that, we get 120. So then they said, how many of those 120s would make that whole? Well, that would be our 100. So that means 100% is right here. Which means that if I back off by 1, I'm at 90%. Now we're going to go back and read the question carefully. The question isn't what percent are you at now? The question is what was the percent of decrease? Well, we were at 100% and we decreased down to 90%, so it was a 10% decrease. These are another thing we'll get used to. They're a little weird to start out with. We'll get used to them. Next question, 1 week gas was $1.25 per gallon. So that's right here on my double number line. That's going to be my 100%. The next week, gas was $1.50. That's right there on my double number line. By what percentage did the gas price increase? Well, let's see what we divided that 100 into. How many increments? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each one of those is 1/5 of the whole, which is 20%, going back to our chart on fractions and decimals and percents. So if I've gone up one more of those, that means that the gas increased by 20% this week. So all these things come together, the fractions, decimals, percent, they kind of all come together here. And again, we should know those important fractions, okay, the unit fractions, and then their multiples. So this last question, kind of a deceiving number line here. It says after a 25% discount, the price of a t-shirt was $12. What was the price before the discount? Well, if we've discounted from the whole should be here. That's what we're looking for. After a 25% discount, our price would be 75% of the original. The 12 would go here. I'm not quite sure why they gave us that extension on the number line. I guess some of them did. So what we're looking for is the original price. We know that it's been taken off by a certain amount, and that left us with 12. Well, let's see. How many increments has that been divided into that 12? 1, 2, 3 equal sections, which means this would have been 4, 4, and 4. So that this equal section would also be 4, which means that our original price of that shirt, the 100% price, should have been $16. Okay, again, these take a little bit of getting used to, but they're another good way to visualize these word problems. And I thought that one was the last one, but it is not. Here's the last one. So we've got, compared to last year, the population of Boomtown has increased by 25%. The population is now 6,600. Well, let's see, the population now is 6,600. How many increments am I dividing this into? So here's the population last year. 6,600 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal sections. 6,600 divided by 5. You can do that out or do it on your calculator. And if we divide that out, it turns out each of those increments is 1,320. So a couple ways to figure out what the price or what the population was last year. We could do that 1,320 times, now there's 1, 2, 3, 4 equal sections. Or we could we could take 6,600 and subtract 1,320 from it. Either way, we should get the same answer, which is 5,280. Hey, that happens to be the same number of feet in a mile. Coincidence. All right, let's run through these last few problems together. Two students are working on the same problem. A juice box has 20% more juice in its new packaging. The original packaging had held 12 ounces. How much juice does the new packaging hold? So we have Priya and Claire setting up their double number lines. So Priya said 12 was the original, and Claire set hers up like this. Do you agree with either of them? Explain or show your reasoning. So do that for me. Write those out, and we'll talk about it when we see each other again. And then we're going to do this last question, and I'm going to check these on Thursday when we are together. All right, I hope you hit pause and finished up those last questions. Here's the last one we're going to do, talking about green sea turtles. This is a good question. I will use pink on our green sea turtle page here. Green sea turtles live most of their lives in the ocean, but come ashore to lay their eggs. Some beaches where turtles come ashore have been made into protected sanctuaries, so they'll not be disturbed. One sanctuary had 180 green sea turtles come to lay eggs last year. This year, the number of turtles increased by 10%. So can you either use a tape diagram or a double number line to figure out how many sea turtles came to lay eggs in the sanctuary this year? So think about that 10%, and if you're doing a tape diagram, how many little boxes you'd have to divide it into. Or if you're looking at a double number line, where's your 100%, and how you're going to divide that 100 up to get an extra 10%. So give that one a try. And number 2, at another sanctuary, the number of nesting turtles decreased by 10%. This year, there were 234 nesting turtles. How many nesting turtles were there at the sanctuary last year? This one's a little tricky. Give that one your best shot as well. And if I forget someone, please remind me in class to go over these last couple of pages. Okay, important stuff. And then I want you to try some practice problems, and we will talk on Thursday. Have a good day, guys. Bye-bye.